Friends, have you ever looked around at the world scene today? What do you notice when you look around the world scene today? I mean, that's a pretty odd question at one level. You could answer that in 1,000 different directions, depending on your perspective. You might like to think about the old glasses half empty versus glasses half full sort of mentality. Because whether you're a natural optimist or maybe you tilt towards a bit more of a pessimistic view, it will slant the way you answer that question, won't it? But one thing is undeniably true, whichever way you tilt, is that our world is a deeply divided place. Have you noticed that? It's not just deeply divided either. I think that the dividing trenches that separate us are being dug even more deeply as we speak, on a whole variety of issues and a whole variety of fronts, be it racial differences or political differences or economic differences or religious differences, and that's just a few of them. And even though there are calls for unity from all sides, because get this, I don't think people like being divided. I think people genuinely want to be united. But the problem is, the call for unity is on my terms. The call for unity is from each faction depending on what they think is most important as the rallying point for all humanity to get behind. And what's the result of all that? Think about this. What does it mean? You come and be part of my unity. No, you come and be a part of my unity. All we get is greater suspicion of each other, less generosity towards each other. In fact, what we get is deeper division between each other. And we see it play out all the time, even at present. You see it on the global stage. Think about racial tensions, political instabilities, class wars, religious violence happening all over the world in every different culture, in every different setting, in every different stage, even in some of the leaders of the free world, so to speak. Now, why am I bringing this up as a part of a Christmas message, you might be wondering? And that's a reasonable question to be asking. Why is it worth dealing with? Because I think it gets to the very heart of what Christmas is actually all about. Despite what the ads tell us, despite what the media wants to promote, Christmas is not about presents or families or festive cheer or goodwill generally to all people. Nice as those things are, that actually isn't the big end of Christmas. No, Christmas celebrates the true solution to the greatest division of all. In fact, the division from which all other divisions stem. It's the division between us and God. You see, as a humanity, as a whole, we have rejected God's ways for our life in preference for what we see is best. In effect, every person as individuals has worn the crown and pretended to be their own king or queen. And what's the result? Well, the result is we see humanity splintered in 1,000 different directions. Now, interestingly, the prophet Isaiah wrote 700 years before the birth of Jesus in a similar context of deep divisions along racial, political, religious lines. And Isaiah wrote about God's future solution to these divisions. In fact, we heard it read there in Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. Here's a solution. For unto us a child is born, to us a son is given. The government will be on his shoulders, and he'll be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty Lord, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Now, do you hear that? This is God's solution to the biggest division problem ever. It's not my solution. It's not your solution. It's not a liberal solution or a green solution or an insert whatever faction you care to name his solution. It's God's solution. And it's fulfilled on the very first Christmas when Jesus was born. A baby in a manger on whose shoulders rests the universal, divine, governmental authority. You see, it's through Jesus that we can have genuine peace, first between us and God, and then and only then as a genuine platform for peace and unity with each other. But it comes by recognising and bowing our knee before this wonderful Counselor, this mighty God, this everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. It's Jesus. Friends, this is why the gospel is such great news. It's why I'm a Christian. It's why I want to spend every hour of every day of every moment before I go and meet him spreading that message of hope, of of good news of the gospel. Because although we created the problem, God's provided a solution in Jesus. That's why Christmas is worth celebrating. And it is my prayer that you as individuals, as families, as people will understand and celebrate this truth this Christmas.